Hey guys, welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. In today's video, we're going to rank every single exotic from Destiny 2 onto this amazing list, S, A, B, C, D, and F tier. If you guys do enjoy these videos, please subscribe and like for more Destiny 2 content. And if this video does go well, if we can hit 100 likes, I will do a live stream of this, and we can do the list over for you guys' thoughts, because this is primarily just my thoughts alone onto this list. If you guys want me to do a live stream of this again, and we can just do what you guys' thoughts, and we can, share thoughts on a new list for the exotic, but this is just going to be a video. Again, 100 likes, I will do a live stream of this, but let's just do it. Thanks for everyone for watching so far. Thanks for everyone for subscribing. Please subscribe and like for more Destiny 2 content. And yeah, let's get into that. First weapon, Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades has Firefly, which makes it so basically if you get precision kills, you get this Memento Mori, and it's really good with the Catalyst as well. I'm going to put this in the A tier because I think it's one of the best weapons. Anarchy in the S tier because Anarchy is a god weapon. Best things in dungeons, raids, anything like that. Arbalest will be in the C tier. I just feel like it because it's not too crazy, but you can have those moments where the shots can be a one-shot and everything. I know it's a one-shot to supers. Bad Juju's kind of like it. It has those moments. I'm going to put it in the C tier, but it's good for builds. Black Talon is rated, I think, number 3 in the best PvP for heavies, so I'm going to put that in the B tier. One of the best weapons. Borealis, I'm actually going to put in the D tier. It's not one of the best weapons. I feel like you can't really use it. And why would you use that if you want to use Hard Light? It's basically a Hard Light, but a sniper rifle. But you could use Hard Light, and you could use Revoker or something else. Why would you use Borealis? I just feel like it's one of the weapons that's very vaguely should be in the D tier. Cerberus, I'm going to put in the C tier. I think it can have those moments like Bad Juju and Arbalest, but it's not too crazy. Again, these are my thoughts, so put your thoughts down below and we can do an update video. Coldheart can have those moments with the laser. It used to be really good in PvE. It still is, but it's not too crazy with the meta. Crimson is a great weapon. I'm going to put it in the B tier, just as, destroying all those ones people 1v3 with it in trials and everything. I think it's one of the best hand cannons in the game. Darcy, I'm going to put in the C tier. I put it in the C tier because, again, this is my opinion. I'm not really good with snipers, and I just don't feel like it because of its being a heavy. If it was a special, it would be really good, but because of it's a heavy, I'm going to put it in the C tier. Deathbringer, I'm going to put in the D tier. It's just because I thought the quest was going to be cooler, and I don't think the weapon's really as crazy. Again, I feel like it could be bumped up to the C tier, but I just feel like it's not anything too interesting, and it's just vaguely something that I don't think everybody would use. Again, the next weapon will be Divinity. Divinity is a S tier weapon, must-have, makes a huge crit spot on enemies and adds bosses. Again, a must-have for Beyond Light. Ariana's Vow is a C tier. I put this in the C tier weapon because, one, it's a really good weapon, it has those moments, but you can't really get it anymore. I know you can get it from exotic ciphers, but again, it's a season pass thing, and a lot of people can't get it because you can only get one exotic cipher this season, so it makes it so it's a C tier weapon, but it's still good against champions. The next weapon will be Fighting Lion, and I'm going to put this in the C tier weapon because I want to rate these weapons on PvE, PvP, and, how to acquire them, and the community base. A lot of people aren't really good with Fighting Lion, new light players and players who are like decent at the game like me. But then again, if you guys want me to bump it to the A tier, or the B tier, I will, but I just feel like it's not too crazy. Graviton Lance is going to be in the C tier because I feel that it's not too crazy. It still has those moments. It's like it's a good weapon, but it's just not too crazy with the meta, with the pulse rifles as of right now. You could use Bygones or something else that could be powerful. Hardlight is going to be in the C tier due to the changes that it was made, and due to just because I just don't feel like Hardlight should be that, I just don't like Hardlight individually. I just don't like it. But then again, I could see people say it's go to the B tier. Izanagi's Burden is a tier weapon, one of the best. It did get a nerf, but I'm going to put it in the A tier. Just for now, I might bump it up to the S tier, but it's a great weapon, great for PvE. Jotun will be in the C tier because of how annoying it does in the Crucible, and how it's just a crazy weapon in general, but it can be really good in PvE, and I just feel like it can have those moments. Sometimes the tracking doesn't work like Truth does, but it can have those moments. Lemonarch founds the same way with the Jotun, because I just feel like, again, Lemonarch can do really good in PvP, but not in PvE. But again, sometimes the bow poison thing works, sometimes you can maybe one-shot. It's still a kind of a decent thing. I'm going to put Legend in Acreus. in the B tier because I feel like it's amazing heavy. One of the best shotguns in the game. If you don't have it, go and get it. I think it's one of the best shotguns. Again, this is my opinion. Put your opinions down below. Leviathan's Breath is going to be a D tier weapon because I just feel the bow and a heavy slot, it just doesn't line up and it doesn't do a lot of damage. Why would you use this if you want to use Xenophage or something? Just doesn't line up. Lord of Wolves is a good weapon. Still, it's decent like it was in Destiny 1. And I'm going to put it in the C tier. Lumina is going to be in the B tier because it can really help in PvE and PvP. The Catalyst is a cheese in the Tribute Hall. Go to Willem's video for that. But it's just an amazing weapon, not too hard. Malfeasance is an amazing weapon, C tier. The quests can be a little bit difficult with the random drop of the boss, but it's overall a good weapon. The 5th explosion might not be too crazy, but the catalyst will make it better. Merciless and Mida are okay weapons. They were really good in year 1, but with the meta changes after the last 2 years, they haven't been too crazy like they used to be. Monte Carlo is more of opinion for me because I had this my first exotic and I loved it, and I love using it this season. I would love to put it in the B tier for my personal opinion, but I will put in the C tier just because of how it is. A lot of people don't use it in the meta. It's a random drop, but it really does help. It helps you with your melee energy, and I just think it's one of the best auto rifles in the game, but that's just my opinion let alone. 1000 Voices will be going in the A tier, and I think it's a really good weapon. It's not too crazy. It is a random drop from the Last Wish raid, and it's so far a good weapon, but it's just not too crazy. I think it was really crazy when it was launched in Forsaken, but it's not too crazy as it used to be. But it's going to be in the A tier. Still an amazing weapon like Izanagi's. Amazing weapons. A tiers are really good weapons. Outbreak, S tier, best weapon. I'm gonna fight you for that if you guys think otherwise. Outbreak, easy way to get it from the 0 hour from year 1, from Destiny 1. Amazing weapon, no doubt about it. Polar, I can't even say it right. The Lance Scout Rifle will be the C tier weapon. It's okay. It's not too crazy. Lens is going to be in the D tier because I think out of all the trace rifles, exotic trace rifles in the game, I just feel like it's just a very lousy trace rifle. It doesn't have any too crazy changes, and it's just bad. And individually, I think Racking does even better than Lens, and I just feel like that's what I think. And again, Lens is not too crazy. Wrist Runner is an amazing weapon of mine, and I love it. I think it's going to go in the B tier or the C tier around there. Again, I love it. It's a great weapon. The Catalyst makes it better. It's not too hard to get, and I love it with the Arc Singe and other activities. I think it's one of the best SMGs exotic in the game. I just love it. Really good weapon. That's my thoughts about it. Skyburner's Oath is a C tier weapon. I just feel like I don't see a lot of people in PvE or PvP using it too much. The meta has, again, really changed a lot, and I just don't think it's too crazy. And Sleeper Simulator has the same way about it. Why would you use this if you could use, like, Anarchy or Divinity? Again, they used to be really good, but with all the changes, it's just been weird. Again, Sturm is really good, and I'm going to put it in the C tier like the other weapons, but again, Drang can't be on this because it's not an exotic, and one of the perks makes it Sturm really good if you got a kill with Drang. So with the Drang not being on the list, Sturm doesn't really outrageous into the B or A tier. Sunshot is a C tier weapon. The Catalyst is very hard to get. It's an exotic drop. It's still an amazing hand cannon, but I don't think it goes too crazy like Crimson in the B tier. So again, an amazing hand cannon. I totally recommend you guys to go and get it. Go to Xur, try to see if you can get an exotic drop, but it's not too crazy. Suros, with the changes due to the season from last season and everything, it will be a B tier weapon because, again, it's a crazy weapon. You can still see it in the meta. It's just a crazy auto rifle in general. It's not a favorite of mine, like I don't like it, but again, I want to try to agree with the meta here. Sweet Business is a C tier weapon. It's a good auto rifle, but again, it doesn't outrageous like Hardlight or Suros. Teraba is not good. I don't like it at all. I know there's changes and builds out there, but it's not good. Telesto is difficult. I put it in the C tier, but again, it's changes. Chaperone is a B tier weapon by far. It helps a lot in the Crucible. Helps to get me the NF and Lumina, all those big weapons. Colony is a C tier weapon, not a too crazy heavy. Huckleberry, it's just okay. The Catalyst makes it good, but it's just too far, you know. It doesn't make any crazy changes to a B tier weapon. Same with Colony, Telesto, and Teraba. Jade is a D tier weapon because I just feel like the scout rifle, out of all exotic scout rifles, is probably the worst one, and I'm going to put it in the D tier. Last Word and Thorn will be A tier weapons by far because they're one of the best weapons in the game by far, console, PC, everything like that. Prospector is a D tier weapon just due to the changes. No one really uses it. Queenbreaker is a C tier weapon, and Warcliffe Coil is a B tier weapon. Again, I'll describe more of these at the very end, but I'm just making it really quick for right now. Again, Thorn is going to be a tier weapon for right now. Thunderlord is actually going to be a B tier weapon. One of the best exotic arc machine guns at best. Great arc machine gun at best. Tractor Cannon, C tier weapon. Just not, I don't think a lot of people use it. Trinity Ghoul, B tier weapon due to the catalyst making the weapon really good, as it used to not been so crazy, but now it's amazing. Truth is a C tier weapon, just due to how the tracking is too crazy in PvP. Again, I could see people say B tier is crazy on this, but it's still very crazy. Two-Tailed Fox is not a really good rocket launcher, and in general, I think it's a D tier weapon. It could be a C tier, but I just feel like no one really uses it a lot. Vigilance Wing is a C tier weapon. Again, pulse rifles haven't been too crazy led around, but they're still really good in PvP. I don't really see them in PvE though. Exotic drop. Wave Splitter is, it's decent still, and it's good in the Crucible, so I'm going to put it in the C tier. Whisper of the Worm, A tier weapon by far. It got nerfed, I know, about a year ago, and it's not too crazy. I think 2 years actually, but it's still an amazing weapon that you guys should use in your heavy slot. Absolutely recommend you guys to go and get it. Warline Zero is going to be, I think I put it in there as a B tier weapon, just due to it being, crazy for warlocks, and it's just been crazy lately. I think a lot of people, use it just, for warlock skating and all this stuff, and it's still a great weapon overall. The next weapon that I'm going to put down here is the Bastion. Now, I skipped Xenophage. My bad. Xenophage, again, a great weapon. Totally, guys, recommend get Xenophage. S tier weapon, best heavy in the game. LOL. I'll describe more later at the end of the video. Bastion will be a B tier weapon just due to the changes in the meta with Crucible and everything from last season. Devil's Rune is a C tier weapon just due to making the quest not interactful, and it's just I switched Bastion to a C tier weapon, but again, Bastion and Devil's Rune could be B tier weapons to A tier. I just feel like they're kind of lacky behind. Again, Wishender will be a D tier weapon. I just feel like the changes as well as Symmetry and Wishender are not too crazy anymore, and I just feel like, my opinion, that they're just lacky. They could have been better. Fourth Horseman is going to be a D tier weapon. I'm not going to put my thoughts about Tommy's Matchbook. I think it's an F tier weapon by far. Heir Apparent is a C tier weapon. Traveler's Chosen will be a B tier weapon, and Wither Horde will be A tier weapon, while Ruinous Effigy, it's a E tier weapon, but it could have been an F tier weapon for right now. So let's just put a little bit more info on these exotics if I went a bit too fast. Tommy's Matchbook was not good at launch, and it was released in one of the worst seasons in the game, and it didn't do any crazy changes, and it did damage to you. Why would you use that if you could use Harlate, which was buffed, by the way, and was used more widely than Tommy's Matchbook? Ruinous Effigy, Fourth Horseman, Symmetry, Wishender, Two-Tailed Fox, Prospector, Jade Rabbit, Lens, Leviathan, Breath Death, Bringer, and Borealis. These weapons were kind of just weapons. They had some bad times, and they really didn't change the meta whatsoever. Maybe they had really good, times in the period of a season, but they really lacked behind on what the meta is now. And if they have any changes in Beyond Light, then I'll change this list. But as of right now, why would you use these kind of exotics if you could use, Izanagi's 1K, Last Word, Thorn, these, it really just changed to that opinion, guys, about what exotics to put on this list in the top and bottom tier. Of course, all these exotics might have some good stuff that other exotics don't, but why would you use that? It really depends on how powerful it is in the meta to PvP, PvE, and stuff like that, so that's why I put it down there. C tier weapons has the majority of exotics at overall, and again, I'm not saying C tier weapons are crappy overall. I think C tier weapons are like the good weapons still in the game. They can be fun, they can be, different, and they're in the middle of the list, so I'm not saying anything bad. I'm not saying they're godly, but they are fun, and they're not considered, crappy weapons. They can be fun. Again, I will change this list up if you guys want to. I know some people would probably do some changes to like Bastion or Devil's Ruin or something in the future. And I'll totally be changed up. Again, 100 likes, I'll do a live stream of this. So tell your friends, let's share it. Let's get 100 likes on this video. B tier has a lot of my favorites like Legend of Acreus, Thunderlord, Ace of Spades. B tier is Black Talon, Crimson, Legend of Acreus, Lumina, Monty, Suros, Chaperone, Warcliffe, Thunderlord, Warline Zero, Trinity Ghoul, Traveler's Chosen. I feel like, these weapons are actually really good. It actually helps a lot in PvP, especially for other weapons, like for Luna, Chaperone is amazing with Warcliffe Coil. I mean, not with, but you could use separately. Thunderlord is an amazing machine gun, first machine gun ever released. Trinity Ghoul's Catalyst, you know what I mean? Crimson, you can use in 1v3s. Warline Zero for, I could go all in on all these exotics. Traveler's Chosen was just released, and I put this in the B tier because, again, I think it's really good in PvE with the builds, and it can be really good in actually PvP. I think Traveler's Chosen is a B tier weapon. A tier are kind of my personal favorites, and, the majority of exotics, Ace of Spades, one of my personal favorites I put on the list on A tier because it's one of my personal favorites. I love the weapon. Izanagi's and 1000 Voices. These two weapons might have been nerfed in the future, but they're still amazing. I didn't put them as S tier, but again, I did put them as A tier. Still amazing weapons. Last Word and Thorn are amazing hand cannons. Probably the best hand cannons in the game since Destiny 1. So I'm going to put this in the A tier as well. Maybe the S tier. Maybe I'll change it up. Whisper of the Worm. Still a great sniper. Still going to put in the A tier. Witherhoard, one of the best grenade launchers. You can solo Prophecy, do some good stuff. One of the best weapons for DPS, Witherhoard by far. Go and get Witherhoard. Now, lastly, Anarchy, Divinity, Outbreak, and Xenophage. Best tier weapons, godly weapons. I recommend everybody get these weapons. Again, they're amazing. There's more stuff. I didn't cover any legendaries, but these are just all the exotics in my opinion book. Again, 100 likes. We'll do a live stream of this. We'll change stuff up if you guys want to. Again, share this video out if you guys want. Let's get a lot of, support on this. A lot of thoughts in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.